Hi everybody, Dan here, and I'm here in beautiful Cần Giờ, Vietnam. And hang on here, I'm running all my equipment at the same time here. Anyway, it's been we've been here since June 9th, after about a day and a half of traveling from Southern California on Starlux Airlines from Ontario to Taipei to Saigon through Taipei, and one of the best flights I've ever had. My many decades of flying. Now that we're settled down a little bit, figured it's time to catch up on everybody. Why we're here, what we're doing, and what we're going to do. First of all, why Vietnam? Well, this trip, obviously, I'm happy at me, so a lot of family over here. The house we're at here, by the way, this is our courtyard in the house here. I think I've created a lot of videos and pictures of the place here. So this is kind of a favorite spot for me underneath my favorite mango tree. My mom owns this house, and she bought this back when my dad was still alive, and the plan was they would live happily ever after here. Unfortunately, my dad passed before we were able to do that. So we've been back and forth for a while here. It's been a while, about 6, 7, 8 years since we've been here. And because of COVID, things happen. So it's when we got here, the house is nobody really lived in it. We have a tenant in the first room there, but for the most part, it was just basically a tomb for years. And unfortunately, when you're in a jungle environment here, tombs tend to get a lot of mold on it. So it was looking pretty bad by the time we got to it. We spent 2, 3, 4 days cleaning things up to get everything back to where it's kind of livable. We just fell in love with the place again. It is a fantastic place to live. Night and day from being in high desert. It's green, got green everywhere, rains all the time. There's every time you turn around, there's food everywhere. And on top of that too, what's probably a big change here in Cần Giờ is there's more food really close to where we're at. I mean, we're talking within a couple blocks. We got some fantastic food. You name the Vietnamese dish, we have it really close by. Cần Giờ is kind of known through the country as being one of the top places for seafood. Literally about that way, about 100 meters, is one of the top seafood restaurants in the whole city here. So it is just a fantastic place to eat if you like to eat. Anyway, on top of that tier too, part of the reason I fell in love with the place here is the people are just fantastic here. They're just down to earth. They just treat you like you've been here for 1,000 years. Kind of small town vibe, even though technically in Ho Chi Minh City, this is kind of a small village, way on the outskirts of, literally on the edge of Ho Chi Minh City. It's used to be nothing actually a long time ago. I used to really quiet fishing village, and it's grown up to be kind of a resortish area, and they're even improving it significantly. Apparently, waterfront as went, and I've known it for a long time, is going to change. We're about 100 meters or so from the shoreline. We're going to be more like a kilometer inland here pretty soon, because they're going to push the shoreline out and make an artificial bay, stuff like that, and a resort area really gusset up, and plus a whole new boulevard is going to be popping in here. So this might be one of the last trips we're going to see. Cần Giờ is a sleepy resort town. You know, everyone thought I'm on vacation. No, I'm actually working. Very hard, much harder now than I was in Apple Valley. We have fiber. And actually, you see up there somewhere behind me, the internet company is literally in the front road, not too far away, and got fiber optic available here. So, so it was a matter of just simply turn the service back on, and I'm up and going here. And another equipment, I brought some equipment from home to make everything work. So I got this area, the compound here is very well connected internet-wise. I got like 3 Wi-Fi nodes. Lots of bandwidth, and I've set up all my equipment already. And by the way too, my equipment, I think I mentioned in a video previous that I always bring a lot of equipment, because past I've had to bring one baggage. In the past used to be all my equipment. Now I got actually more equipment now, but I can fit pretty much all of it in one carry-on. So I got like 4 or 5 screens, tablets, 2 laptops, all kinds of networking equipment. Everything fit in one carry-on, which is incredible. And one thing that's probably the most important one is I brought my VoIP phone system from Apple Valley to here. So what that is my phone, my business phone actually rings here as if I'm in Apple Valley. And this is a technology that's been around for a long time. If you heard of Skype, I've been using Skype 20 years ago. So it's not a new technology, it's just been refined significantly over the years. I've already taken several calls from here, and also I have virtual meetings and text messaging. That's the godsend here, because I had my Verizon phone, I had to turn it off because they want to charge me $12 a day per line for the international service here. They charge me for international service. But I'm unable to call them up to cancel them because Verizon service is not available here. So I had to literally use my phone, my VoIP phone, to call Verizon in California to talk to them about shutting off that service. It's a big mess, but long story short, had I not been more technically advanced, I would have been paying $12 a month, $12 a day for however long I'd be here. So that was screwed off. Advantage of being here and working here is I have less distractions here. That it's a bad, unfortunately, I can't go run over to my clients to fix their computers. But good thing here is I got plenty of resources to do it remotely anyway. So I've actually fixed 3, 4, 5 systems while I'm here, and working on another system with a friend on a kind of new project here, actually in the Midwest. So I'm actually been in many ways more functional here. Some things I'll not be able to do, but I plan for that. And a big thing here too is because less distractions. By the way, it is like almost 8 o'clock in the morning here. It's probably 6 o'clock at night. It's 8 o'clock in the morning on Monday here, and probably 6 o'clock at night in California, 8 o'clock at night in Midwest, so on and so forth. My days are basically opposite of US, so I'm able to get a lot more things done, focused on projects I've been pushing off for a long time. And actually I got like 3 websites done for clients already. I'm working on the 4th one. I got a new project called Prime Cybersecurity for Seniors. I've been putting the infrastructure on for, and a couple other things that I'm hoping by the time I get back to Vietnam, back to the US in late July, I'll have 2 or 3 projects just really ripping to go. I've been trying to work on it for quite a while here, so it's been a benefit to be less distraction, more focus on stuff over here. Plus, you can't beat the downtime around here. So I should talk about the downtime. By the way, too, we've been pretty much here at Cần Giờ for the most part. We're in Saigon for a little bit, maybe an hour, a couple hours, but pretty much Cần Giờ for the most part. Danny and I have been, and it's been really a blessing here. We've been kind of cruising around on motorbike, and went to the Monkey Island. I'll tell you about that a little bit, and having a pretty good time here. And really, kind of some parts I miss of the city because there's so many things to do in Saigon and Hanoi and Da Nang and Nha Trang and even Vung Tau is not too far away. But it is also endearing just to hang out with the locals. The food is fantastic here too. As I mentioned, every time we turn around, there's some really good food with the walking distance of here. I'm surprised I don't gain 20, 30 pounds. By the way, I've lost weight since I've been here too. Hang on, there's an ant already crawling hang on. And something else I did too, Danny's been, I've been teaching Danny how to ride a motorbike, and this week, Friday, he's going to turn 16. So, and technically he's supposed to get his driver's license by Friday, but we don't have the provision to make that happen over here. So you're going to learn how to ride a motorbike instead. So he did pretty good. I was really surprised. We took it out a couple times. There's a couple empty parking lots. Got him used to the motorbike, and also a vacant tract home, kind of as you might call it here, is being put together. So Danny got an opportunity to ride around on some streets and get used to the traffic laws around here. And they've been working pretty good. I should talk to you about Monkey Island. I posted 130 pictures and some videos with Monkey Island. What this is not far from us here. Cần Giờ is kind of one of several islands in the Saigon River Delta. We're at the tip of one of the islands called Can Thang. We're actually closer to Vung Tau than we are to downtown Saigon. So he's been cruising on motorbikes everywhere around here and doing pretty good at it. I'm hoping to get his own motorbike here, let him go cruise around on his own here pretty soon before we leave. But Monkey Mountain, Monkey Island. This is something, actually, the first time it came to Cần Giờ was about 20 years ago. It's part of the national forest that I have here, mangrove forest, that most of the area is preserved for that, mangrove forest. And with that comes crocodiles and monkeys and spiders and snakes and a lot of things out there that can kill you without even thinking about it. Cần Giờ is history here with the Vietnam War. This is where the Viet Cong guerrillas were stationed at. And if you see the videos, you can really easily see how it can disappear in here. It is a huge island. There's a huge islands full of mangroves. If you see the mangrove jungle here, you walk maybe 10-20 feet and turn around, you might not find yourself your way out. It is so dense. We're fortunate that they carved out a pathway to the Viet Cong guerrilla base they had there, which they've kind of built up over the years. It's a big tourist attraction, but just walking there, being around there, it gives you appreciation of what they went through, regardless of which side you're on the war. They went through a tremendous amount of crap to be. We were there for just a few hours, and it was very uncomfortable. I cannot imagine being there for years and years, living that stuff. And on top of that, another cool thing about there too is the whole place is full of monkeys. There's literally thousands of monkeys between the front gate and where the Viet Cong jungle base is. You walk along the path there, and the monkeys are right there. In fact, one part of the trip there is a bunch of monkeys got a big old gang fight in front of us. Made a big deal about it and screaming, yelling. We're looking at it. I'm taking pictures, and then lo and behold, turn around and there's this monkey sneaking up behind Danny, about ready to jump on his back and try to take his glasses. We caught it just in time. I turned around and looked at him like that, and the monkey looked at me, hey. So, anyway, it's pretty funny. But you don't see that stuff in America or any places, so it was pretty cool. Future stuff we're doing around here. Some of the business is, we've been planning for a long time, years literally, to try to get some business between Vietnam and the United States. Me being a half-breed and American has this advantage because I can easily travel between the countries, and I have connections over there, and so it makes it easier for me to do that transaction. Especially recent, where the war with China, tariff war with China and stuff like that, ongoing for a while. Vietnam didn't very well prepared for this, and so a lot of this, there's not a whole lot that's done in China that can also be done in Vietnam. So in fact, technology-wise, the largest chip manufacturer in all of Asia is actually here in Saigon. Intel had built this factory a long time ago. They have a huge university for technology in Saigon. They graduate thousands and thousands of programmers, and they're really qualified too. So that's part of what I'm doing here. And also I'm looking for people who are pretty well off over here to invest in the United States. So I've been working with some friends of mine on that deal, and I'll kind of keep it quiet for now, but it's looking very positive so far. I'm looking forward to, if all this stuff goes through here, we go back and forth a lot. Enjoy our house here. Enjoy Cần Giờ a bit more than every 4, 5, 6 years, whatever. Also, Danny's birthday is this Friday, and we have some pretty big stuff planned for him. There's an eco tour we're going to go on, where we're going to go and canoe through the mangrove forest, feed crocodiles by hand, stuff like that. Let's just see what happens. By the way, too, I better get going soon because the ants are trying to crawl all over my equipment, and so we're going to try to finish this up. So anyway, that's going to be on Friday, and a bunch of cousins from the city are coming over, and maybe a couple girlfriends around here too. Danny is it's now known that he's in town. He's American. He's single. He's 16. So some of the girls around here are starting to call up around him. So we'll see what happens with that. Anyway, I think that's it for now. Thank you all you folks for following this stuff and having some some interest in it. Obviously we're enjoying it. We're enjoying being here, and I really enjoy showing this place off. It's just really, it's as close to paradise you possibly get. So anyway, except for the ants. The ants are crawling everywhere. One by crawling down the lens right now. Looking like, oh my god. Anyway, I better go before more ants crawl on the lens and you guys think we're infested. But here goes another one. Anyway, all right, I gotta go. We'll see you later.